Friends, today is Saturday, the 5th of September. We're in the cathedral. We just celebrated the Eucharist. And a couple of words once again on the Gospel. And today is First Saturday. And Our Lady of Perpetual Help, right behind me, we celebrated the Mass today of the Blessed Virgin, asking her intercession for all the difficulties that we are facing these days. And the Gospel today once again continues kind of a series that we have been looking at for this past week, starting last Monday, I believe, in which we moved into the Gospel of Luke. The Gospel in which, at the beginning of Jesus' public ministry, he stands up in the synagogue in Nazareth, unrolls the scroll of the prophet Isaiah and says, "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because the Lord has anointed me to bring glad tidings to the poor, liberty to captives." Liberty to captives. And the readings since then have kind of indicated to us, well, who is this person? Who is this person who has just come onto the scene with power? And the Gospels that we've heard in the last few days, Jesus is the one who forgives sins. He forgives sins. Jesus is the one who dispels demons, frees people from captivity. Jesus is the one who heals people of illness, freeing them from that other kind of demon of illness and death itself. Yesterday we had Jesus as the bridegroom. The bridegroom. Question from the Pharisees and scribes, why do your disciples not fast? And Jesus said, how can they fast when the bridegroom is present with them? This is the wedding feast. We enjoy, we are joyful, we eat and drink and be merry because the bridegroom, Jesus, is with us. And the bride, who is the bride? The bride is the church itself. And thus we rejoice. In Jesus, the divine and the human come together. Heaven and earth touching each other. I used the word yesterday, heaven kissing earth, earth kissing heaven. And today we have a controversy story that gives us one more element in this who is, this identification of Jesus. Controversy story, the disciples on the Sabbath pick grains, rub them in their hands, eat them, prohibited on the Sabbath. And we might think, well, that didn't seem very serious or important. But to the scribes and Pharisees, the protectors of the Sabbath, we might say it was very important. We have to remember in a bigger context here how shocking some of these actions were to those who experienced them, or to the first hearers of the gospel, that Jesus and the disciples would break the law. And Jesus indicates to us in this controversy story that He is Lord of the Sabbath. The Son of Man, he says, is Lord of the Sabbath. In other words, this is a word we don't like in Catholicism, relativity, but Jesus relativizes the Sabbath and says there's something more important, and that is the coming of the kingdom. And in the kingdom, everything is different, a whole new standard of things. And Jesus is Lord of the Sabbath, which is to say, ultimately, that Jesus is divine, because it is Yahweh, ultimately, who is Lord of the Sabbath. But now, Jesus, Lord of the Sabbath, Lord of the Torah itself, He is the new law. Things are changing. Things are different. And we, of course, Latter-day disciples, must turn our attention to Him, see what He does, what He says, and to follow as disciples. Even when things seem a bit controversial, and they will be, and that controversy will grow as the gospel unfolds. living in the kingdom, living in the new law of the kingdom. Jesus as the new law, the new Torah. Hold that thought for today and have a good Labor Day weekend, and we'll see you tomorrow, Sunday.